To the bottom right of Atlas, we have the Protoss player for Team LGIM. He is currently 1 and 2.
LGIM Ruin.
Ruin losing to the only Zerg that he played today so far. He lost against DRG. Always with a smile on his face. To the top
every single time.
Cross positioned with a 2 and 1 in the group. We have
FXO Leenock.
Big favorite of the group, trying to get his Codes spot back.
the two regular matches that we have left in this group if we don't go into a tiebreaker. Ruin versus Leenock and Bunny versus Maro. If Leenock takes this game, he will advance to Code S, and then the winner of our last game, the winner between Maro and Bunny, is going to advance with him. If Leenock loses, on the other hand, then the situation is a little bit different. If Ruin takes the game now against Leenock, then Bunny would, and if Bunny wins the last game, Bunny would advance to Code S, and we would have a tiebreaker between Maru, Ruin, and Leenock. But if Maru would take then the last game, then suddenly Maru and Ruin would advance together, whereas Bunny, Leenock, and DRG would drop down to Code A next season. Just to give you a little bit of an update how the current situation in the group presents itself.
Yep. Well, so far we have a lucky scout for Ruin here. It's going to come out very early and be able to block Leenock's hatchery for just a little bit longer, depending on how he micros it. He will probably pylon block since he did that against DRG. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, we have the pylon block, and earlier he just cancelled the pylon once and then even put down another one. There's already the cancel since Leenock is heading over to the third base to take it.
Yeah, and Ruin didn't realize that. He actually could try to cannon the third, though, because he has a forge. I don't think he will, but he could have gone for it.
Yeah, he dropped the Nexus now, so we won't see that happening just yet. But we don't have any kind of scouting over at the third base, so that's definitely a bit of an issue here. Overlord is also heading across the map and not towards the third base.
Yeah, the Lings will definitely go straight to the third, though, just to make sure, at least two of them should go there to make sure there's no pylon. He doesn't do it, though. He's just going to walk across to Ruin's base. A little bit odd. You know, he plays this a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, definitely right. Now with two hatches being built for Leenock, we have Ruin just playing this safe with the cannon already into the gateway now. And yeah, no chance for Leenock to sneak in. Well, actually with 4 Zerglings he could do it, but that's sacrificing a lot of your presence on the map, and he still tries, or should try, to hunt down that probe. He knows that it's somewhere.
Yeah. The probe is well hidden, though. Speaking of somewhere, it's all the way up to the north at the 12 o'clock, so Leenock probably not going to find this. And the fact that Ruin has hit this so meticulously lends itself to possible gateway aggression.
Yeah, he could definitely go for this. We have him with the core once again here at the front now being dropped, and of course the tech choice is going to be an interesting one. We have a lot of potential builds that he could use here, but a lot of those are also a bit weaker because of the position that we have on the map.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we saw Ruin try to go into Stargate. This is weird. This pylon is so early. It makes me feel like he's going to hide DTs over there. Or he hide a Twilight Council and a Dark Shrine proxy. We've seen players do this in Brugor. We saw some players do it, builds like this in Starcraft 2 just to completely throw their opponent off.
Hidden Stargate for Oracles.
Could see that as well, and that's what it looks like. It could be even double Stargate Void Ray. We have seen this in open seasons. Double Stargate Void Ray, man. I think that's what we're going to see.
Double Stargate. Wow. Someone is going to play sneaky. Will those Lings spot it? If the Lings spot the double Stargate, that would nearly be game. Yeah. Depending on the timing, of course.
It depends on what he does. He could try to hide Phoenixes. My feeling is double Void Rays, because with the new Void Rays in Heart of the Swarm, you could snipe the hatchery in like seconds. That would be a great...
Whatever it is, it's scary.
It's really scary. Even double Oracles is actually kind of scary.
Oh yeah, double Oracles could also be one thing. It's a little bit more unlikely, but it's very scary if you suddenly have a massive amount of Oracles running in. But here we have the Void Rays.
So this is probably the most blunt and dangerous one.
This is, by the way, a build. You know, this is the build. When Heart of the Swarm came out, every Protoss player did this.
Yeah, I did it.
Every Protoss player. Like, I hit on ladder, I think, so many Protoss like in a row, and the guys were always going for the same thing. The only thing that you had to do was find the Stargate. It was basically not Starcraft anymore. It was find the Stargate. If you found the Stargate, you won the game. If you didn't find it, you suddenly lost. I'm not joking. That's on the Korean server. at the first few days, that was all that everyone played.
Well, you know what?
And you, of course, did it. You still do it, I know.
Yeah, I do. Oracle comes down with this as well.
Yeah.
You know, the Oracle does a different type of DPS than the Void Ray. Its air to ground is a little bit faster against regular units like the Queen, for example. So adding the Oracle in does a little bit of extra damage. Of course, the Void Ray is better at killing the structures. So it's good to have that Oracle in there. And then later on, you know, if you have to transition, it's also a great unit. He goes into double Oracle after this.
Yeah, double Oracle. There, of course, Oracles are also like really good against Queens, and that's one of the main reasons why we have them in this composition, because a massive amount of Queens is pretty decent against Void Rays.
Leenock has not seen this. He starts some Spores, but it's not going to be enough. He only has 4 Queens too. I think he may actually just build or lose this one, man.
Well, depends a bit on how many Spore Crawlers we have, how he positions them, and it's all about the reaction right now. And here we go. He sees now the Void Rays, and he's going to lose this base.
Yeah, this hatchery is forfeit. He goes for the Queen immediately with the Oracle.
Exactly, that's what he wants to do. Oracle against the Queen, but he's building additional Spore Crawlers. He needs more Spore Crawlers. Look at the minerals that he has. He needs to drop those immediately. Here comes also the reaction with the Hydralisk then.
Yeah, and Oracles gets... Well, one of them actually dies. He won't kill the hatchery still no matter what, but he's going to lose maybe his Void Rays too. Ruin!
He's losing way too much here.
Get it together here, man.
Micro.
What is he doing? Oh my god!
He kills the lair, but to be quite frank with you, that is not as awesome as it looks at first
He's going to lose his Void Ray! As an amateur player who does this strategy, I am hurt.
That is horrible what Ruin just did. Killing the lair is of course nice. I mean, that's like, okay, you killed the lair. But the problem is, Leenock already had all his tech structures started. He had the infestation pit started, he had his Hydralisk then started, and now he can build all these units. He's immediately restarting the lair. This was so not worth it. That was like horrible. What was he thinking?
His micro was poor.
What do you mean his micro? Did you see any micro?
No, there was no micro. That's the problem.
He could have just positioned those Void Rays to the left outside the range of those Spore Crawlers and forced Leenock to reposition them over and over again until he hit the lair. Also, he did not once try to target down those Queens properly.
Exactly. If he had targeted the Queens properly and then killed the lair, then he would have just gotten out with everything, and it would have been like, well, at least I kept all my Stargate units alive. Now his pylon is found and killed. He doesn't have any other probes out here, so this is game over.
I'm really shocked at the execution of this.
Nerves, maybe, you know, is all I can think of.
Yeah. This had so much potential. I really thought Leenock was in trouble here. At least a little bit. I didn't think he would die outright, but this defense, you could argue there was like a great hold, but it was much more throw than anything else.
Yeah. Well, Ruin he's ruined. I mean, he sends a second probe out here, but his second time he has missed. That pylon is not getting started. As you can see, there's way too much creep out there. He can't even start it. There's Hydralisks out against this late gateway push.
And do you see Storm or Colossi?
I don't see him.
Yeah, me neither. So I don't think this is really going to work. A 50-60 supply lead now.
He's out of gas. He's making Zealots against Hydra Roach.
2 bases against 4. With perfect force fields, maybe, but even that is a big if.
Leenock just has too much production. The longer he waits here, the better it is for Leenock. And the Hydras could do damage over those force fields. The Hydras do not care.
Yeah, that
lost the
Mothership Core had a death wish apparently, and it was granted.
Leenock comes in here. He's actually hesitating a little bit though.
He's a little bit overzealous with this, but the reinforcements should do the trick for him. Does he have the lava though?
Well, right now he has 5 larvae available. He's going to hit his injects. I think are about to hit in.
Yeah, and we have 10 additional roaches already being built. The army supply heavily in favor of Leenock.
He needed a little bit more time. He's baited out the force fields, and he's going to crush this time.
Yeah, this is a good arc that he has, a decent flank. So many Zealots still at the front. The force fields not helping them at all. And the sentries are running out of energy, and also Leenock is just moving in and sniping them one by one.
Yep, this is it. The force fields are gone. He traps the rest of the army. Ruin is out. It's over, and Leenock is in. He's going to the Premier League.
He's going to Kodes once again, exactly where he belongs. He's going to advance. 160 supply against 67. Interesting build, a sneaky build by Ruin. Very bad execution, loses him the game. Unfortunate for him. Very, very sad for him, of course. And given how he reacted to earlier losses today, I feel this is going to crush the poor guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's pushed all the way back across the map. He's going to have to try again in the Challenger League this time.
Yeah.
This is This is the end of the line. The Cybernetics core is gone.
The Zerg, the Protoss versus Zerg, that is his big weakness apparently. Ruin here is losing way too much. He's still on 2 bases. He's up against 4 bases. Hive Tech already coming down for Leenock. This is a matter of time, but the outcome will be the same.
Leenock swatted those Void Rays like flies, and he is crushing the hopes here of Ruin. Ruin, you know, you can tell by the fact that he's not leaving this game yet that he is absolutely crushed.
Yeah, Ruin was just trying to take down the lair, but the tech was already started, and all the Void Rays and the Oracles, they were taken down. The investment not worth it at all, and Leenock now stutter stepping his Lings and Roaches into his opponent's
natural. I'm
natural.
surprised he's not dancing this Hydralisk. Maybe he's just being polite.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Ruin is not playing anymore. You can really see this.
GG. Leenock even having Hive Tech nearly finished, and he will advance.
Congratulations! Leenock once again in the WCS Premier League, Code S.
Yep. You want to play and up with the big boys. The big boys. There's Challenger League in Korea, also the big boys.
Leenock is 3-1 in the group. Ruin is now on the same score as DRG. He's 1-3, which means that the last game of the day, our Terran versus Terran, will determine who is going to Code S together with Leenock, if it's going to be Bunny or Maru.
Yeah, you know, that was a pretty heartbreaking loss there for Ruin, but he took a huge risk. He put everything in those 2 Stargates, and then when he went in, things started to look okay, and then suddenly he stopped microing.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
There was just no micro. It's not like he micro bad. He didn't micro at all. He was really just... I feel like he had like tunnel vision. He was looking at this layer and was like, I need to kill you, I need to kill you, I need to kill you. So he didn't see... He must have seen the Spore Crawlers, but he didn't really think that he would lose his units. Didn't just move around outside the range of the Spore Crawlers.
Away.
Yeah.
And then if the queens come, he just kills the queens, and then kills the lair, and then flies away and goes somewhere else.
The second Oracle who came in attacks 2 queens, and at the first he doesn't even attack them, he just hovers there and doesn't do anything. And the queens are already taking down one of the Void Rays. The Void Ray dies, and then he's like, oh my god, I have an Oracle, I can actually use that. Starts using the Oracle, it gets taken down as well, the Spore Crawlers finish, and suddenly there are just Void Rays popping like pimples everywhere. That was weird, to say the least.
I think just nerves, you know, we've seen this
Probably.
a lot, and that's why we talk about how experience in the booth really, really can help you. And he didn't actually have any of his Code A matches televised, so this is like the first time he's in a televised match for the individual league, you know, and everybody's watching him.
And that's definitely, that's one of the things, like, we always talk about it, but I feel it's something that people don't realize how much of a difference that actually is, playing online or playing in a match that is really, where you have people watching, where you have a cast, where there are people in the studio, where there's the full light show going on and everything. That adds a lot of pressure, and Leenock, he has dealt with this thousands of times, whereas for Ruin, this is all new.
Yeah.
And it was also a game where his tournament life was on the line. Still very unfortunate, and something that it should not happen, but he is definitely gaining a lot of experience here, and he is not dropping down to Code B. He's still in Code A.
Yeah, he's going to Code A, so he's not out of the entire league just yet. If he fails again, though, then he'll have to do the qualifiers once more, which will be very unfortunate.
In the next round, when he plays in the first round of Code A, then he has to really win his game. But for now, we have a situation where Leenock advances to Code S, Ruin is out, as is DRG, and our last game of the day, the Terran versus Terran, is going to show us who's going to advance with the Leenock.
Yeah. And I think we're actually skipping the break, if I'm not mistaken, since this could be potentially our final map of the night. It's going to be on Red City. So, this is our only Terran versus Terran.
Huh? Yeah, it's the only Terran versus Terran that we have.
We're just going to verify we have no 5-minute break, and then...
No, we don't. Production would have told us already, so we're going to skip the break for now and they head straight into the game. TVT, first one. Bunny so far looking good. Bunny with a win against Leenock. He also took the game against DRG, so especially his Terran versus Zerg really strong. But he lost his game against Ruin. So Maru, on the other hand, well, we didn't have TVT today, but Maru, he lost to Leenock. Maru was able to win his game against Ruin, and Maru won against DRG. There it is. Yeah. I was looking for it, like, there was one game missing. He played 3 games, I'm sure of it. But yeah, so both of them are going into their 4th game right now, and whoever wins this is going to advance.
Yeah, and this is like the deciding thing where everything just comes together. And this is one Terran advancing to join the rest of the Terrans that we already saw in the Premier League, as was in the list earlier, which makes up actually more, not more or less, more than Process, but less than Zergs is what I was trying to get out there.
Yeah, we have definitely a Zerg and a Terran advancing today, so that much is definitely true. And I'm not quite sure why we're not going into the game right now. I think the players are ready. We are at least already in the lobby, so we are waiting for the game to start. But so far, a very interesting group today. Leenock, as expected, comes out of the group as the first place. DRG, very disappointing. People that are going for the nickname Dongre-hu, it's something that I can actually understand at this point.
Yeah, I mean...
Heart of the Swarm, really tough for him.
He's no longer... I think it's just not even really opinion anymore. He's just no longer one of the top players in this game.
Yeah.
He's now a mid-tier player.
He's struggling way too much in Heart of the Swarm. Wings of Liberty, he had a few tough times, but he always bounced back. But right now, things are not looking good for him. There are two Terrans, though. Bunny and Maru.
Yep, they're both ready as they've declared in the lobby. Bunny stretching out his drumming hands here.
Red City is going to be our last map of the day, ladies and gentlemen. In up and down Group A, we have Bunny versus Maru. Red City. And either Maru or Bunny will advance to Kodes. One of the two of them. I don't know how old Bunny is. Sorry. Send us a tweet at Caldor and at ProxyWolf if you know how old Bunny is. We'd really like to know that. Looks really young. Maru being 15 years old. Can he go back to Kodes once again? He had the GSL up and downs. The last game with Caldor.